Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host, once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining us in here for Lions Talk Live. A little bit of breaking news, not pertinent news, but I know many of you have been asking why Isaiah Buggs and then Bruce Irvin were cut from the team. Why didn't they cut other players? And I do want to apologize. I think when I set the timer for it, I put 10:50 p.m. versus a.m., but hey, things happen. At any rate, before we get into everything, you guys know the normal stuff. Hey, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Need about 70 subs to hit 5,500. And then if you like the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, etc. Real quick, hey, this is not something any reporter likes to dive into when they get some information or confirmation of information. As most of you are probably aware, if you watched the channel for a while, about, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, we had a report that apparently part of the reason the second time Buggs got put sort of on the sideline by the coaching staff was because Aaron Glenn and Isaiah Buggs got into a heated debate in more or less the cafeteria for the players. What that debate was about, I've never received confirmation of what it was until now. So apparently at the start of the year when Isaiah Buggs sat out, it was some basically about conditioning and his lacking in conditioning. Part of that was because in the coaching staff's opinion, Isaiah Buggs, he likes to enjoy himself when he's not in season. He likes to, basically party. He likes to have a good time. Apparently, he likes to do that in specifically a couple different areas that occasionally the Lions do visit. And the coaching staff said, hey, that's great in the offseason, but in season, we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. We need you to really focus on getting right for the season. That's the first time he sat down. Apparently, though, Buggs during the middle of the season partied pretty hard. We'll put it that way. And Aaron Glenn's heated debate with Buggs wasn't so much, debating the offense and defense. I'm being told it was Aaron Glenn trying to help Buggs understand that potentially maybe he's partying a little too hard and pushing himself not in the best playing conditions, let alone what's best for the team. Things apparently came to a bit of a head after the Dallas Cowboys game. It is being told to me that Isaiah Buggs definitely partook in a little bit too much spirits. And because of that, Isaiah Buggs, it became apparent that the next time the Lions returned to practice or team meetings, etc., Buggs was not quite himself, clearly was showing some signs of maybe not being fully ready to be there. And yeah, I think you guys more or less get what I'm saying. He was hungover. And because of that, the coaching staff said, hey, this guy's setting an example around other players, especially younger players. I think it's confirmed everybody likes Isaiah Buggs, but because of that, the coaching staff made a choice to move on from Isaiah Buggs. They felt like 3 times in one season where they had to point out to him and talk to him about this. It was just too much. There's too much distraction, especially for a team getting ready to go for the playoffs. So that is why Isaiah Buggs is no longer a Detroit Lion. You kind of got a sense that if you listen to Dan Campbell this week, when he talked about both players being removed, he did not seem remorseful or really like he had any hesitancy for Isaiah Buggs being released from the team. He did have some of that for Bruce Irvin, called him consummate professional, joy to be around, things of that sort. It would love to have him back. That wasn't quite the rhetoric that he gave in regards to Isaiah Buggs. I think while everybody likes Isaiah Buggs, they understand he also comes with some burdens, and those burdens, 3 strikes, Buggs was out, and they're moving on from him. So not anything, again, anybody wants to report on, but I do think it seems, according to the coaching staff, this is a clear indication, not just them, but the head offices, Brad Holmes, Chris Spielman, all of them said, enough's enough. If he can't moderate what we're asking him to do repeatedly throughout the season, it's time to go our separate ways. Buggs, I think we all agree, is a player. He helps the defense. He probably upgrades a couple different spots, if nothing else, rotational aspects. But at the same time, it would appear that he's become a distraction to the team, and that's why they moved off from him. All right, let's see what you guys got in the comments section. I'm not going to make this a long video, maybe 10 minutes max. 5 Fingers, what do you got? I've been wondering about this. Well, now you know. John, did he get in another fight? Not a fight, but, it sounds like enough's enough. They've seen enough out of it, repeated offenses throughout the season. it was time for them to just say adieu and, both sides go their separate ways. Susan, I bet he beat down AJ. No, they didn't get into a fight. And now that we have more clarity on what happened during basically the middle of the season, Aaron Glenn apparently tried to step up to him and say, hey, you're pushing some boundaries here. We need you to tune it back. And that's where some words were exchanged. Papa Noel, had to be something because Bugs made the D-line better. He did make it better, without question. But now, you can see why other teams would want to scoop him up. He is an impactful player, but he's one that apparently comes with distractions. All right, Don, assuming it's supposed to be greetings and salutations all. What's going on, Coach? Let me know if you have any more questions, Don, but I think I just covered it all. Bruce, Bugs helped us out, I feel. Had to be some reason the team moved on from 100%. Yeah. Zach, I think I know. Let's see what Dan has. Dean, can we get him back? Bugs made the defense way better. I don't think there's any doubt from anybody. He makes the team better. But at the same time, as a coach or a front office person, you have to ask, at what price do you pay by having him there? And ultimately, if he was, I hate to say it, but if he was, like a Reggie White type player, JJ Watt or whatever, where he's just that impactful, maybe he's not gone. But I'm guessing the coaching staff and the front office has said, while he helps us, he's better. He's not vastly enough better to where he supersedes all these other guys. And I think at the end of the day, that's what it was. They tried to help him at the start of the season. We're all aware of that. We were questioning why he was kind of sidelined for a few games. Middle of the year, he got sidelined again. I reported to you guys why, but now again, we have more clarity per that confrontation between Aaron Glenn and Isaiah Bugs, what the dynamics of it were about. And it sounds like, everybody handles, frustration differently. It sounds like the Dallas game got Bugs to basically enjoy himself a little too much. And the coaching staff, when they seen him, just said, enough's enough. We've got to make the best choice for this team. You kind of heard Dan Campbell even illuminate that a little bit in some of his pressers about both their releases. Again, not remorseful about Bugs' departure, very remorseful about Bruce Irvin's. Boo, what do you got? Hey, Coach, Morning Dew Crew, missed the AM rant. What's the latest coming from? Let me know if you have any more questions about it. Justin, Bugs is in KC now. He is. Chat Sports, Micro Mike, what's up, Dan? Hey, what's up to you? Hopefully you're having a good one. Big M, I like Bugs. Too bad he signed with the Chiefs. With how the year went with a dissension, though, writing was on the wall, so to speak. Definitely a bummer. Yeah, and I think we can all agree the coaching staff gave him every opportunity can to kind of right the ship, so to speak. They loved him obviously last year, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him back. But for whatever reason, you can say this is a couple teams in a row now that have embraced Isaiah Bugs and then moved on from Isaiah Bugs. So I might try to reach out to a couple of Pittsburgh YouTubers and see if they can, confirm at another level that maybe this is something he did in Pittsburgh as well. What we can confirm, or I can confirm talking to people, this is why he was let go. It's not like he's a bad guy. It's not like, he did anything horribly egregious. It's just the coaching staff felt it was too much of a growing distraction again and again and again, and they needed to part ways. I know you're kind of already pointed out, Big M, that this was probably going to happen even in the offseason. It just happened now versus then. Brother Ken, my Pittsburgh friend told me that Bugs got into 2 sideline fights and 2 locker room fights. So, if that is confirmed, Ken, or if that is correct, then yeah, it confirms basically this story even more, that there was reasoning behind letting him go, sitting him down. You got somebody that's in Pittsburgh apparently maybe a little too assertive and aggressive at times. Obviously, he got in the face of Aaron Glenn, and they didn't go to blows or anything, but they got heated. And now a 3rd strike, yeah, the Lions had to move on. Big M, Houston gets sacks, Bugs consume snacks. Oh, boy. That's a good one, man. Boo has a demon. Yeah, and that's, I don't want to say he's got a problem or anything, but I would say this. You're up there a little bit in years on your NFL contract in 10 years. I mean, most agents should have been stepping in and saying, hey, you need to be as squeaky clean from here on out, not just for the rest of this season and contract, but to try to achieve another contract beyond this. The fact that didn't happen, Boo, I would say is probably an indication that he's having at least some inability to control, whether it's, an aggressive behavior or someone who likes to partake in spirits and such a little bit more than they should. Brother Ken, let's see. My friend also told me that he's kind of bipolar, a loose cannon. Well, this would kind of confirm what we're reporting here. Lincoln, really unfortunate about Bugs. Yeah, you don't wish this on anybody, but it is what it is, and the team had to make a choice. Robert, can't have poison in the locker room. Yeah, especially at this point in the year, you're 100% correct. Everything's got to be pointing the same direction. You want to use the row the boat, terms or whatever. Keep it all going in the same direction. No distractions. You don't want to run into something where, hey, it's a week from now. It's past the Vikings game, and now we got to deal with something in the locker room like this. Yeah, it's just too much of a distraction going into the postseason games. Log like hell. Unrelated, but how in the F did Mahomes get selected for a Pro Bowl? You get popularity contest, man. Mike 505, the teammates feel the same about Bugs. That I don't know. I couldn't answer that for you in all fairness. I'd have to try to dig in deeper to find that out, and whether or not I'd be able to get any answers for you. That I don't know, but I'll ask around. That's the best I can do. Gun guy, we have defensive players coming back. We need to make room. Yeah, and I think that's ultimately what, if I'll be fair, if I think Lee McNeil wasn't coming back, Bugs is probably still here. But now that he's coming back with the distractions, that gave the Lions, I guess, enough to say, hey, now's the ideal time to go ahead and move off. All right, Brent, locker room stability comes first, 100%. 100%. Kurt, hard to hear. I like Bugs. Yeah, I think everybody that I've really talked to likes the guy. It's just when you have to deal with some of these other things, is he likable enough and strong enough as a player to supersede those things? And obviously, we've got our answer from the Lions front offices and coaching staff. They're moving on and going in a different direction. Robert, Aline Mack will take care of business. Yeah, I think so too. He'll fill in nicely. Young D13, Bugs signed with the Chiefs, having at one time moved on from Michigan to KC. He will love the city and the football culture there. Yeah, no, and hopefully in Bugs' fairness, hopefully that, maybe just another change in scenery revitalizes him. So again, I don't want to wish any ill will on him. The coaching staff made the choice that they felt was best for the team, and you have to respect that. Gusto, what he got? At least he went to an AFC team. Yeah, this is true. At least he's not coming back to bite us. Good JP, what he got? Good DT. It's a shame he can't get the help he needs. Yeah, and if his representation, his agent, and trusted family members or whoever in the offseason, or even now, I guess I wouldn't wait to the offseason. I'd be jumping out now and say, hey, you're getting a reprieve here. You're getting a new, fresh start. You need to be as exemplary as possible because you need a reason for teams, whether it's KC or whoever in the offseason, to re-sign you and keep you. You're playing for your career here. What's more important? Those paychecks, being able to provide for your family, or a beverage or two. And that's ultimately where I think he needs to make some choices here. Southwest is too bad. I think the team will be okay. Glad Bugs was able to catch on with a quality team like the Chiefs. I wish him nothing but the best. Yeah, same here, man. I don't have any ill will for him. I have never had any indication he hasn't been a good teammate. Boo, you have to want to get help first. Yeah, and that's where I think a lot of people struggle, and hopefully he can get that. Dak, which team would be easier to play against in our first playoff game? Oof, we'll leave that for another show, Dak, but I would go, it's going to be Green Bay or Rams. They both got some pluses. They both got some weaknesses. I'll try to jump on that in maybe Monday's show, since obviously at that point we'll know what's going on. All right, I'll get back out of here, get you guys back to your day. Hope you all enjoyed the show. If there's some other breaking news later today, I'll jump on it and try to get to you before I have coaching assignments myself. But anyways, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push to get to 5,500 subs. And I think we're about 70 away. Like the video, all that stuff. Go have a Mountain Dew. Give somebody random a hug. Enjoy your days. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you tomorrow morning on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.